The twin suns of Carveth Prime cast long shadows across the crimson plains as Maya checked her scanner one last time. The atmospheric readings were stable, the wildlife mostly dormant during the heat cycle, a routine planetary survey, nothing she hadn't done 100 times before on 100 different worlds. Human Maya. Drex's voice crackled through her comm unit, the translator struggling with his species' guttural undertones. I am approaching your coordinates with my younglings. They wish to observe your surveying techniques. Maya smiled despite herself. Drex was a Carvethian, apex predators standing nearly 3 meters tall with obsidian scales and claws that could slice through reinforced steel. His people had been wary of humans when first contact was made, confused by humanity's apparent lack of natural weapons or armor. But Drex had become something of a friend during her 6-month assignment on his world. Sure thing, Drex, bring them over. I could use the company. Within minutes, Drex emerged from the crystalline forest, his 2 cubs bounding beside him. They were smaller versions of their father, only about her height, but no less impressive with their rows of serrated teeth and eyes that tracked movement with predatory precision. These are Crix and Venna, Drex rumbled proudly. They have never seen a human work before. The cubs circled Maya with undisguised curiosity, sniffing the air around her. Venna tilted her head, confused. Father, this creature has no claws. No scales, how does it survive? Maya knelt down, meeting Venna's yellow eyes. We use tools, little one. And patience. Lots and lots of patience. Crix snorted, a gesture that seemed universal among predatory species. Patience is for prey that hides. Sometimes, Maya replied calmly. Patience is for predators that think. Drex made a sound that might have been laughter. Show them your work, Maya. I must scout the northern ridge for the survey. I will return before the sun set. He paused, his massive head turning toward his offspring. Younglings, you will observe and learn. Do not wander. Do not hunt. The human is not prey. Yes, father, they chimed in unison, though Maya caught the mischievous glint in their eyes. As Drex disappeared into the tree line, Maya returned to her work, explaining the process to the cubs. She showed them how the scanner detected mineral deposits, how she cataloged plant species, how she measured soil composition. For a while they seemed genuinely interested, asking questions in their direct, unfiltered way. Then Maya made the mistake of turning her back. When she looked up from her datapad 15 minutes later, the cubs were gone. Crix. Venna? She called out, scanning the area. No response. Her heart rate quickened, not from fear for herself, but for them. Carvethian cubs were fearless, and fearlessness on an uncharted world was a recipe for disaster. She activated her comm. Drex, your younglings have wandered off, static. The northern ridge must be blocking the signal. Maya checked her scanner, adjusting it to detect large heat signatures. There, 2 signals moving rapidly toward the ravine system to the east. That area was marked as unstable, prone to cave-ins and home to something her preliminary scans had flagged as potentially dangerous. Every instinct screamed at her to chase after them, but Maya had spent enough time in the wilderness of a dozen worlds to know better. Panic was the enemy. Rushing in blind helped no one. Instead, she did something that would have baffled the Carvethians. She sat down. Cross-legged on the crimson sand, Maya closed her eyes and listened. She heard the wind whistling through the crystal trees, the distant rumble of geological activity, and there, faint but distinct, the excited chittering of young Carvethians echoing from the ravine. She marked their location, noted the stable paths versus the unstable ones, and waited. 30 minutes passed, then 60. The suns began their descent, painting the sky in shades of violet and gold. Maya remained still, her breathing steady, her mind calm. She sent periodic location pings that the cubs' bio-trackers would detect, subtle guideposts back to safety. She heard them before she saw them. The sheepish padding of clawed feet, the low whines of cubs who knew they'd made a mistake. Crix and Venna emerged from between 2 boulders, their scales dusty, their eyes wide. Human Maya, Venna rushed forward. We found a nest of skrick serpents and we tried to hunt them, but they were too fast and the ground started cracking and... We got scared, Crix admitted quietly, a phrase that clearly cost him to utter. We could not find Father. We could not find our way back. Maya stood, brushing sand from her pants. But you found your way back to me. You stayed, Venna said, wonder in her voice. You did not hunt us. You did not leave. Of course I stayed. Maya knelt again, placing a gentle hand on each cub's shoulder. That's what humans do. When someone is lost, we wait. We mark the path home. We make sure they can find their way back. Even though we are predators and you are... Crix paused, searching for the word. Soft? Maya supplied with a grin. Yes, even though you could probably tear me apart if you wanted to. Because being strong isn't just about claws and teeth. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is simply be there when someone needs you. The crack of breaking branches announced Drex's return. The massive Carvethian took one look at his bedraggled cubs and his calm human companion, and understanding flickered across his alien features. They wandered, he stated. They did, Maya confirmed. And they found their way back. Drex approached his younglings, his posture stern but his eyes soft. What did you learn today? Venna and Crix exchanged glances. Finally, Crix spoke. That humans are predators too, Father. They just hunt differently. They hunt with patience, Venna added, and they catch you by making you feel safe enough to come home. Drex's rumbling laugh echoed across the plains. He met Maya's eyes with something that looked remarkably like respect. Perhaps that is the most dangerous kind of predator of all, younglings. One that makes you want to be caught. As they walked back toward the settlement, the cubs pressed close to Maya's sides, and she realized that humanity's greatest weapon had never been tooth or claw, fire or steel. It was this: the patience to wait, the wisdom to guide, and the compassion to welcome the lost back home. Even when those lost were predators in their own right.